Something that you believe is so not cool any longer. I wore it currently, this multiple occasions another person, as of late Kimora Lee, uncovered something startling about the conditions, encompassing Kim Watchman's passing, which has rejoined revenue in returning to the master Kim Watchman's family, and dear companions have requested another examination concerning the conditions encompassing her demise, since they have taken a mind-boggling and tangled turn good tidings. And welcome to our station celeb zone Watchman's dear companion. Kimora Lee has now stood in opposition to the episode, putting more understanding on the subject. The getting through question of adoration is the overall point that goes through this story. Kim Watchman's passing significantly affected Kimora Lee, as seen by her deplorable demeanor, which she visited Watchman's home that deadly day in a critical remembrance, posted on Instagram. Lee's serious misfortune is shown by the sentiments trapped in the photos and recordings from that time. After initially trusting it to be a dull trick, Lee communicated her skepticism in fury. She reviewed how she had rushed to Watchman's home with her little girl Oki, begging her to awaken up and come outside with them. Lee before long grappled with the way that Dorman could never get back. However, various disclosures have arisen because of late Kim Watchman case improvements. Most fellows possibly do what ladies let them do in light of the fact that when the ladies become weary of that, she'll proceed to fix it. And Kim, knew how to deal with him. A portion of Watchman's popular companions debate the authority story, testing the precision of the case that she died from pneumonia. A couple of days in the wake of being unwell, these new perspectives projected out on the hypothesis that pneumonia was the main source of her, and the truth encompassing Kim Watchman's premature demise is supposed to be a fascinating and provocative story. When the subtleties become known, stay tuned as we investigate the unfurling story encompassing this baffling case in more detail. The as of late departed delegate coroner Ed Winter's one especially essential component while dealing with the matter. First, Winter investigated Dorman's demise conditions and found a dubious toxin. His inclination that more exploration was fundamental made the way for a more intensive review. Winter was subsequently supplanted by another coroner, yet it took some time for the new coroner to presume that pneumonia was the reason for Dorman's passing. There is something else entirely to the story. Loved ones have given bits of knowledge into the conditions paving the way to Dorman's passing. Watchman had been continually endeavoring to reach out to her essential specialist long before her demise, feeling bad about something she attempted to call her PCP, yet unusually she was unable to traverse. She never experienced issues overcoming before Dorman communicated her dissatisfaction with the quandary to Diddy, who then guided her to an alternate specialist. Adding more secret to the tale, around a similar time, Kimura claims an odd occurrence happened when Diddy supposedly said that Kim Watchman might send their twins to him. Said she didn't believe that they should have influenza. Chance Watchman supposedly had seasonal influenza. 3 days before she died, she sent the children to Diddy's home so they wouldn't become ill out of worry for their government assistance. Dorman made a genuine solicitation to Diddy to search for their precious kids during their discussion. These were a portion of her final words before she died. Accordingly, they were huge dependable sources. Really do anyway highlight a charming turn in this story. As per reports, the twins told 2 of Kim's sweethearts that they were at that point wanting to see their dad, and that it was just a happenstance that their mom was sick at the time. Denny's guaranteed that Kim suddenly sent the children to him without earlier game plan is raised doubt about by this differentiating proof. As the story creates, stay tuned for additional enamoring refreshes, and make certain to pursue the VIP circle to stay aware of the latest. It has been uncovered that Kimura reached her essential doctor on her own drive. Suddenly, the specialist declared that she had never heard from Kim and was oblivious to her condition. This puzzling data raises the terrifying chance that Kim's endeavors to have been blocked address her doctor, who might have messed with her admittance to clinical help by successfully limiting her contact ahead of time. Clutch your seat, however, for the account takes a much more insane turn. that is the greatest and best thing they've at any point, seen the most brilliant thing they've at any point found in their life. Kimura claims that the night prior to she kicked the bucket, Kim sent troubling SMS to a little gathering of her dearest companions. Composing Igami, she likewise made the disrupting idea that she could have been harmed. Such a hypothesis is the same old thing in Hollywood, where fiendish toxic substances remembered to exist have been known to emulate side effects of pneumonia and cardiovascular failure. Inside this creating situation, Diddy takes front stage. It is guaranteed that Kim Dorman's telephone was taken when he and his security team showed up at her home. Even Diddy was addressed by one of her companions about his telephone use, while Kim had as of late diminished because of inconsistencies in the subtleties of Kim Watchman's demise. Questions and doubts among her companions have become more grounded. They are baffled by the authority report's declaration that she died discreetly in her rest, while crediting her demise to pneumonia, slit his wrist. It's an episode that him and Kim had when she took the wine tool when they were battling sure components by raised concerns. Kim's pillowcases had blood on them, and a dainty way from the room floor to the restroom had been found. As opposed to the underlying record, Kim was found oblivious on the washroom floor, as opposed to in her bed. These disparities support the hypothesis that she could have been placed in bed deliberately to set up a misleading scene given their dear kinship. It is conceivable to assume that Kimura Lee likewise had worries about the occasion, regardless of whether it is obscure in the event that she was the individual who uncovered them, considering Denny's previous associations with ladies, which incorporate treachery, restarting the case, and bringing an unfair demise activity during Kim's pregnancy, when there was supposedly close to home verbal and actual abuse. Sounds sensible as we investigate the perplexing mechanics of this lying in story. The expected justification behind such ways of behaving turns out to be increasingly captivating, supplicating with them, doing anything that he needed to do to be with them. And afterward, when she's dead, the charges of misuse were certified by Quality Arrangement, who asserted that Diddy not just crushed Kim's nose and concealed it with plastic medical procedure, yet in addition recollected when she lighted his wrist during a battle to safeguard herself. Jinnah, another ex of Diddy's, likewise approached to stand in opposition to the horrible abuse she had while dating him. Jinnah portrayed occurrences of profound mental and actual maltreatment, including how could he once threw her heel and crushed her face sufficiently to cause her nose to drain. She additionally unveiled the miserable experience of finishing a few pregnancies, which she trusted in Diddy just to get a proposal of installment to do so. Kim Dorman's loved ones are expecting a book that will contain dangerous revelations about her. Its delivery has been postponed because of Diddy's impact, which puts squeeze on all gatherings associated with a distribution cycle. The disturbing bits of insight uncovered in the book incorporate Kim's undying dependability to Diddy and her endeavors to shield him from specific circumstances. See, I could say that since I used to see them in real life with different couples and others, you comprehend what I'm talking about. I was told to watch the entryway. Furthermore, it frames implied arranged activities to prevent Tupac from doing his demonstrations of abuse.